This book summary was created by Giggle. Great ideas, great life. Here you can read and listen to the summaries. My name is Shubho and I'm a Giggler. So let's start with Robert Kiyosaki's book, Retire Young, Retire Rich. Introduction. Do you want to become rich? Are you tired of people telling you to be patient or invest for a long time? Do you want rapid growth in your financial stability? If the answer to these questions is yes, then this book is for you. It will guide you through every step of becoming rich. Your mindset is responsible for cash flow. In this book, you will learn that everybody has the potential to become rich. The only thing that matters is your approach. This book helps people to become wealthy without having money at the beginning of the journey. You will also learn how the mind has the power to make you rich or poor. People say investing is risky. This book will prove the opposite and teach you how investing can be the first step to becoming wealthy. Do you want to take the first step towards becoming rich? This book will guide you with every step of the way. How to become rich and retire young. Every person wants to survive financially, but very few want to become financially free. Each one of us on this planet has self-doubt, but what matters is how we use that self-doubt to move forward in life. You should set goals that change your reality. Self-doubt and laziness are the two things that limit you. Stepping out of your comfort zone and fighting self-doubt is the first step towards success. Retiring young might sound impossible, but with the right mindset, you can definitely achieve it. To retire rich and young, you need to stop dreaming and start committing right now. Business can give you priceless education and experience. To build a business, you must first build your confidence. You should set a goal, create a plan, and start working towards it so you can retire rich and young. Lack of confidence gives rise to self-argument that restricts your growth financially. If you want to achieve success in life, you need to be passionate. Passion will keep you going until you reach your destination. If you want to achieve something in life, find out one reason why you love that thing and one reason why you hate being without it. Let's take the following example to understand how self-doubt affects and hampers growth. A beggar who was on the streets for months believed that he could get rid of his poverty. He had self-doubt, but he never let it engulf himself, and he used it positively. On the other hand, a wealthy businessman who inherited his business was afraid of taking any step and often doubted himself. His self-doubt was gradually overtaking him, and his business rapidly decreased. The beggar, who believed in himself, finally reached a great feat and became rich. However, the wealthy businessman succumbed to self-doubt, and his company failed. This story is an example of how a beggar became wealthy by directing his self-doubt in the right direction, and how a wealthy man lost all his business due to self-doubt. There comes a time in everybody's life that either breaks them or makes them. That moment can make you move forward or backwards. All that depends on how well you let your self-doubt conquer you. Fighting your self-doubt and laziness is necessary to retire young and rich. Let's understand how important passion is to achieve success. If you're filled with passion, you will keep trying until you reach the top. However, if you lack passion, you will give up after the first time you fail and never reach your goal. Retire as young as you can. The toughest thing about retirement is having nothing to do and staying idle. The mind and body need to have some time off from work. There is nobody more important in this journey than yourself. And therefore, making time for yourself and your family is essential. You should take some time off to appreciate the people, your life, and everything good or bad in it. We all have the potential to be great, but you should always remember that everyone makes mistakes. You cannot change your past, but you can change your opinion about it. Learn from your mistakes is an essential step towards success. Retiring young gives you the freedom to follow your hobbies while you are still young. You can give all the time to yourself and live life to the fullest. Retiring early can help you start your life again. Let's take an example of how giving time to yourself and your family is necessary. A business tycoon was totally engrossed in his work and had no time to spare for himself. It led to poor mental health and less family time. The business tycoon's family started to drift apart. They were not there for each other in times of need. His mental peace was also disturbed due to a high working environment, which ultimately affected his working pattern. On the other hand, a small business owner gave sufficient time to himself and his family. This behavior led to happiness and a feeling of content. The time spent on yourself is never wasted, and it yields great results. Health-wise, it helps you to concentrate on your work. Having a balance between work and family life is necessary as it creates a peaceful environment to work and keeps the mind healthy. Retiring young can help you start a new life with different opportunities every day. Retiring might sound very easy, but it is challenging for most of the people as they are afraid of having nothing to do. However, soon people will start to observe life around them and they get new chances every day. Retiring young gives you plenty of time to do what you love while your body is still in shape. You get an opportunity to build a new life. We all make mistakes, but the most important thing is to take lessons from them. For example, if you keep making the same mistakes again and again, you will never move forward. You will not grow as a person, but if you learn from your mistakes, you can rise above them and become a better version of yourself. How I retired early. Debt is one of the ways to become financially free and retire young. Debt can be used to fund cash flow. However, there is a huge difference between bad debt and good debt. Both types of debts are dangerous. What matters is how you use it. Good debt is something that pays you every month, whereas bad debt takes money out of your pocket. This concept is not about being a borrower or a lender. It is about investing in debts. People usually say investing is risky, but they don't realize it is their mindset that makes them say this. If you want to be rich, you should start understand the power of leverage. Leverage simply means the ability to do more with less. This story will tell you how the author Robert Kiyosaki retired 12 years earlier than he could. It was with the help of mortgage bankers. He used debt to fund his retirement plan instead of his own money. Kiyosaki went deep into debts to fund himself, and it took him lesser time to become rich as compared to others. Robert invested all his money in the real estate market. He designed his plan in a way that ensured the money stayed in his retirement plan with capital appreciation growth. He used money as leverage and earned more with less, just like in the story of David and Goliath. David was a tiny person and Goliath was a giant. David defeated Goliath with a slingshot, which was a form of leverage that David had. David knew the power of leverage and used it accordingly to succeed. It was exactly how Robert used the money of mortgage bankers to invest in real estate and become financially smarter. You should educate yourself on different leverages and how to use them to become rich. Debts can be dangerous, and they are capable of making a person go broke if not used properly. You should always take debts from proper means like mortgage bankers. Example of debts being dangerous is using a credit card to invest in the real estate business. Each month, you have to pay the bills with interest, and therefore, it takes money out of your pocket. Making investments through credit cards can make a person go broke. How can you retire early? The key to retiring early is to do more with less. Becoming rich is based on this principle of working less and earning more. Therefore, working smart is necessary. To retire rich and early, understanding the power of leverage is necessary. Leverage is all around us. Rich people tend to gain more and more leverage over others. People with leverage dominate those who have less leverage. There are different types of leverage tools in today's world, like computers, internet, and so on. You need to keep up with learning more and more about leverage tools so you can reach your destination. Your aim should not be only to earn money, but to also learn about different leverage tools. Different assets are responsible for the overall process of becoming rich, like health, education, time, relationships, and so on. People fall behind because they don't use different tools of leverage. Poor and middle class people believe financial tools of leverage are risky. This belief pulls them back from becoming rich. In the early times, animals could travel faster than humans. However, today, humans travel faster than animals without much effort. Humans worked smart and invented vehicles that made traveling easier and faster. Therefore, a man works less and achieves more than animals. A bird has God-given wings that it uses to fly. Humans use planes and helicopters to travel at a much faster speed and without much effort. This is an example how working less and achieving more is efficient. These two examples show how working smart is necessary to become faster and more efficient. You need to work smart to reach your destination faster. Let's see how other forms of leverage are important, like health, time, education, and technology. As the saying goes, health is wealth. People don't realize the importance of it until they start losing health. Time is a precious asset, and those who fall behind in time usually fall behind in life. Managing time is extremely important to run a successful business. If a person is behind in life, he does not have time to be ready for opportunities in front of him. Education is an important form of leverage. For example, a person who graduates from college with little financial education will fall far behind a person who is financially educated. The leverage of your mind. This chapter revolves around the idea what you think is real is your reality. Your mindset is all that matters when becoming rich. If you think you can make something your reality, you can definitely do it. You will learn how failing is important for every business, and it is part of the process. There is nothing wrong with failing, but getting back up after failing multiple times is what matters. People often say investing is risky. It is fear that makes them feel it is risky, even though investing does not need to be risky. Two men have different perspectives. One thinks he can't become rich, while the other thinks he can. Both are right. The only thing that changes your present is your way of thinking. For example, a man starts a new business, but after a few years, it fails. The man thinks he can't become rich and gives up after the first try. On the contrary, another man starts a business and fails miserably. He takes his time to recover, but stands back up and keeps going. He tries again, but fails again. His passion remained the same. This man kept trying until he succeeded in what he was doing. He got back up every time life knocked him down and finally achieved success. This example shows how your mindset is important to become rich. Investing has the same risk as day-to-day life activities. Crossing a street or riding a motorcycle have risks, but the idea of risk is not much perceived in these activities. It shows how risk is just an idea that the human mind associates with investing. What do you think is risky? The difference between poor and rich people is their thinking. Rich people think about growth, while poor people think about job security. Your future is determined by your belief of what is risky and smart. Poor and rich people have a different mindset. Poor people think investing is risky, while rich people don't. Poor people also believe rich people are greedy, but that is not always true. Here is an example to help you understand the difference between the thinking of poor and rich people. A couple invested all their time in saving money by shopping for clothes and food on sale. The couple believes saving on different day-to-day life items will ultimately help them get rich. However, such small savings don't matter in the long run. This couple thinks investing in stocks or any other market is risky. Therefore, their savings don't help them grow. On the other hand, a man saved in stocks, real estate, bonds, and so on. This saving helps him build a portfolio and ultimately helps him grow and become rich. In both cases, saving is the prime aim, but the areas of saving are totally different. Poor people think investing is risky, but that is what holds them back from becoming rich. There is a huge difference in the thinking pattern of poor and rich people. Poor people think rich are greedy, but rich people believe the opposite. Henry Ford provided cars to the masses at an affordable price. It was the generosity of Ford, and he helped in breaking the concept that only rich can have cars. How to work less and earn more. Most people are under bad debts and end up emptying their pockets. If you want to retire rich and young, you need to work for the right income. There are 3 types of incomes: ordinary, passive, and portfolio income. You need to stop working all your life for an ordinary income and focus on passive or portfolio income. Passive and portfolio income have lesser taxes as compared to ordinary taxes. Ordinary income is the highest taxed income with the least control over how much you pay for taxes. Therefore, you need to stop working for ordinary income and shift your focus to portfolio or passive income. An employee working hard all the time asking for a raise or tips is an employee working for an ordinary income. A man working for portfolio income works on stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. He has a great chance to grow as a business person and become rich. A person working for passive income can defer the tax payment and works in fields like real estate or intellectual property like books, songs, and so on. Ordinary income people work the hardest and get the least money, while people falling in the categories of passive and portfolio incomes work less and earn more. Therefore, to become rich, you must focus on passive or portfolio incomes. Among the 3 incomes, passive income comes on top because it takes the least effort and gives the maximum gains in the long run. The fastest way to get rich. If you want to retire rich and young, you need to shift your focus from being employed to unemployed. The fastest way to become rich is by changing your mindset. Most people tend to stay in their comfort zones, but those who come out of it succeed and break barriers. A poor mindset diminishes the chances of a person to become rich. To become rich, you must increase your capacity to handle money. This book is about making you unemployable rather than employable. It is about breaking the common notion of getting a good education to work for a 9 to 5 job. Here is an example to help you understand how shifting focus from being employed to unemployed helps in becoming rich. An employee is always focused on being employed and not losing his job. There is not much room for growth, and he will receive a constant pay throughout his life. On the contrary, a businessman quit his job to invest in real estate by taking debts. There is a lot of room for growth and becoming rich. The employee keeps saving and works hard for his whole life, while the businessman expands his business and earns a lot to retire young and rich. As people say, comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. You need to change your realities fast and move out of your comfort zone to grow as a person and learn different skills. Conclusion. In this book, you have learned about self-doubt and how it restricts your growth. Self-doubt and laziness are the two things that limit you. If you learn to be passionate and believe in yourself, there is nothing that can stop you from achieving your goal. Your mindset is the only barrier between you and your destination. You have learned how it is important to take some time off from work and discover new things. Taking a break helps in maintaining a better working pattern, which ultimately helps in your growth. You have learned about the power of leverage and how it affects business growth. It can either make you or break you. Leverage is the technique of doing more with less. You have learned how debts can be used to fund your retirement plans in an efficient way. By taking good debts, you can invest in different markets to become rich. You understood different tools of leverage and how they help in business development. You need to take advantage of different tools of leverage like the internet, computer, and new techniques. You must believe in your abilities and learn from your mistakes. You should always remember there is nothing wrong with failing. What matters is getting back up after failing. Failures are a part of the process. Don't let your failures define you. You understood the difference between poor and rich people's thinking. Rich people don't create an idea of risk, while poor people believe many things are risky, which holds them back. You need to focus on the right income, which is passive or portfolio income. You have to try to shift your focus from ordinary income to become a rich, successful person. The fastest way to change your present is by changing your mindset. Come out of your comfort zone and explore different areas. Success is waiting for you. So I hope you like the summary as well as our efforts behind it. And if you think we were able to create valuable content for you, you can show your love by giving a review on the Play Store. Jai Hind.